Okay, the first drawing we're going to do is Pikachu. And all you need is a piece of paper and either a pencil or a marker. So I already have a pretty cute picture of Pikachu right up here in the corner. And every time I draw a line on the paper, you draw the same line, okay? So if you're ready, we're going to start with the top of Pikachu's head right here. And that's just a curved line, like that. And then we're going to do the sides of Pikachu's face. So those are two more curved lines. So we'll do the one on the left first. Just a curvy line down. And then the same on the other side. Then we're going to come up here and do his ears. So we'll do the ear on the right. So the first part of his ear is a curvy line going up. And then another curvy line coming down back to the top of his head. And you can put that little detail on the edge of his ear right there. And let's do his other ear. So it's a curvy line coming out from the corner of his head. And then another curvy line coming back towards his head. And then you can do the detail on this ear. Okay, let's do his eyes. His eyes are pretty far apart. And they're just two circles. So one circle here, and then another circle way over here. And you can do those two small circle highlights that are within his eyes. So it's just two more tiny circles. And in this picture of him, he has a tiny little nose. It's just a dot right in between his eyes, like that. The top of his mouth looks like sort of a wave, like an ocean wave. And then the bottom part of his mouth is a U shape, so just like that. And you can do his rosy cheeks, like that. Let's do this arm right here. So we're going to do a curvy line that's right at the bottom of this side of his face, so right here. We're going to do a curvy line right there, so it'll go like this. Curvy line. And then another curvy line underneath that. Leave it open right here. That's where we're going to do his little fingers or his paw. So he's got tiny little fingers just back and forth like that. They look like little W's. Let's do his other arm over here. So his arm starts up here right at his cheek. See, his arm goes right into his little rosy cheek right there. So we're going to start where the rosy cheek is and do a small curvy line up like that. Let's do his little fingers with some W's. And then another curvy line that's going to come down all the way to his side, right about here. So we'll start at his fingers and do curvy line coming down, just like that. Let's do this side of his body, which is pretty easy. It's a long line and then it starts to curve and then goes to the right. So we're going to start under here, underneath his elbow, long curvy line, and then it curves around to the right. I guess it's like the letter L, right? Let's do the other side. It's going to start right here underneath his arm. Same thing, long curvy line, then it's going to come down and go to the left. Let's do his feet. They're pretty easy. So his feet just look like, I don't know how I could describe that, but a foot, I guess. A little foot with, he's got 3 toes, so we'll do 2 short lines there for his 3 toes. And the same with his other foot, it's exactly the same. And 2 lines for his 3 toes. Let's do his tail. His tail starts about halfway down the side of his body, so right about here. Short, straight line. Then another line going up. It's a little bit longer than the first line. Then another short line. Then we're going to do a long line. It goes all the way up. It touches his hand. And then out from his fingers is this very long curvy line going out. Now we're going to do a diagonal line going down to the left. We're going to do another line going to the left. A short line going straight down. A short line going to the left. A short line going down. And another line going to the left, and that should touch him. And he has some detail on his tail as well. So I'm just going to put some detail on there. And it looks like in this picture he has like a shadow on his tail. You can put that in if you want. I think I'm going to put that in just because I kind of like how it looks. And I think the only thing we didn't do yet is his tongue. So his tongue looks like a curvy line inside his mouth, just like that. And then you can write Pikachu. And then if you have anything to color with, you can color him in. He is mostly yellow, so I'm going to color him in pretty quickly because I want to get to the next drawing. So I'm using a yellow colored pencil. You can use whatever you want, and you don't even have to make him yellow. You can color him out whatever you want. Get his feet, and let's see. Okay, that's all of him that's yellow. I'm gonna use my pencil to shade in that sort of shadow on his tail, because I don't have a gray color pencil, but a regular pencil just looks gray. And then all these details that we did on his ears and his face, they can all be black, because that's the colors he really is. The tips of his ears are black. Most of his eyes are black, except for those little highlights. The highlights are just white. The inside of his mouth is black. His tongue is red, and his cheeks are red. So, oh, wait a minute. This part of his tail is black too. I hope I have a red pencil or something. Yep, I got a red pencil. Rosy cheeks, red tongue, and there's my Pikachu.